Recently, we launched a weather balloon up to 85,000 feet. Not that we had a lot of control over that, but we knew that was roughly where it would burst. And it was being done to help science education in the Sydney area and anywhere else, in fact, because we were publishing all of the information and data that we got from the balloon launch. Basically, it's an outreach program for students to learn about space and science, and just about anyone that has an interest. During the flight, we're actually relaying data back to the ground and off to a server, and that allowed people all over the world to actually participate with this flight and track it as it was going. And we were getting back a lot of comments on some of the social media, such as Facebook, just really helping us understand what they were sort of getting out of the whole project. Eventually we got up into the jet stream and found that we actually had two jet streams. They were going in the same direction, but we passed between a quiet area between the two and eventually up into the stratosphere. And then the wind changed directions totally, and we came back towards Rankin Springs for a little while before the balloon burst, and down it came fairly quickly. There's not much air up there, so the initial fall was about 40 metres per second. So this thing was falling a bit like a brick would fall at ground level, but it slowed down, and eventually the parachute dropped it on the ground at about 6 metres per second, so fairly gentle. And of course it was all in a foam capsule that some of the students from one of the schools here in Sydney had put together for the launch. The photos that we got back from the camera show the sky basically as a thin layer around the curvature of the Earth, and yes, you can see the curvature of the Earth from that altitude. And eventually the sky, as you go further up, becomes very black because there's nothing left to scatter the light around as we see down here on Earth. It's a bit scary when you see that photo and realise how thin the Earth's atmosphere really is.